We're going to try and make some fish tacos together. I have about 3 cups. This is the SLAW. There's going to be your fish that you have to cook up. You've got your SLAW mix, and then there's also a sauce mix that we're going to do. I have about 3 cups of cabbage. This will make quite a big batch, which you could probably have it if you like. I have about 3 cups of coleslaw or cabbage, green cabbage, 2 Roma tomatoes that I've diced up. I also have a jalapeno where I took out from 1/2 of it, I took the seeds out, but I kept the seeds in 1/2 for a little bit of heat. I've also got about 3 rings of pineapple from just canned pineapple. The pineapple is going to add some nice sweetness to offset some of the heat that's going to be in this recipe. And I have about 1/3 of a cup of red onion. We're going to toss all of these together. You can also just have the juices from a little bit of that pineapple also in there. We're going to toss this together with the juice of a lime, which I've done. I forgot to buy fresh cilantro, so I do have some dried cilantro, which I'm going to mix in here. I know, not as good as the fresh, but I forgot to buy the fresh. And we're going to also put in a little bit of salt and pepper. You just do that to taste. And we're going to toss this together and we're going to set it aside. So look at all those beautiful colors in there. So this is going to be the SLAW portion of our fish tacos. All right, we're going to put together a sauce on our fish tacos. I have 1/2 cup of sour cream, and I also have 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. We're also going to add in about a tablespoon or so of some hot sauce, whatever kind of hot sauce you have. I'm going to have to probably pour that out. And we also have the juice from another lime. You may not need all of it. We just want to thin down our sauce a little bit. My lime was quite small, so I'm probably going to put it all in there. So this is going to be our sauce on our fish tacos. All right, so it's a nice pinky color. It's going to look good. We're going to marinate our fish. Any white fish will do. I picked up some cod. I have about 1 pound. I've squeezed out the excess moisture because it was a frozen cod. I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of lime juice again. I have a teaspoon of cumin and 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. We're going to mix this in and we're going to just marinate our fish in this for about 15 minutes or so, just to get some flavors in there. And we'll actually do my salt and pepper in my sauce right away too. A little bit of salt and pepper. And we'll get that marinating for about 15 minutes before we cook up our fish. We're just going to toast up our we have small tortillas here. I'm just going to do it over my flame. You can also do it on the burner of an electric stove. You only need a few seconds per side just to brown them up a little bit. Goes really fast, so make sure you don't walk away from that. Look at that. Nice. Alright, we're going to cook up our fish. It will only take maybe 3 minutes or so aside. Mine are fairly thin. You want it to get to the point where it's nice and flaky. I did put olive oil in my pan ahead of time so the fish won't stick. And it's been a couple minutes, I'm just going to flip them over. You do want to cook them until they do all nicely flake. The one side there looks good. I do have one that's a little thicker that we're going to have to make sure this one gets done all the way. Give these a couple more minutes. Alright, I am going to be pulling it off as pieces are ready, and it's okay if you break them up because it's going to be in your fish taco anyways. But I do want to make sure, see this one's nicely flaking up, coming apart very easily. So that one's ready. This one here is a little thicker. This one here will probably flake nice. That one's ready. So we're going to get these off when they're all done and we're going to assemble our tacos. Alright, so my fish was very, very thin, so it falls apart easy. You can, if you have nice cuts of cod or other fish, it'll be nicer. Or you could deep fry it with a batter on. I'm just cooking up this way in a marinade, and it's in smaller pieces, but that's okay. You're still going to get your flavor. It just doesn't look quite as pretty, but it's still going to taste good. So I have my tortillas. We'll just put on some sauce. Oh, it just smells so good in here. And we're going to make sure we get some of our SLAW on there. All those fresh ingredients. Oh, it smells amazing. And you put on a bit of your fish. And we're going to add on a bit of avocado, which I sliced up. And we could just put on just a little bit more sauce for prettiness on top. So it's nice and saucy. There we have a beautiful fish taco. Alright, not gonna lie, this was my first time trying this because the recipe, I had tried picked different recipes and kind of put them together. Okay, we all take a quick taste test. Oh man, these are so good. Okay, this slaw with that little bit of the heat from the jalapenos and then the pineapple sweetness, so good with the touch of the hot sauce in the sauce. Oh man. Great combination. We're going to try these again for sure. I'm going to have to clean up my recipe and actually write down what I did, and then I will put a little copy of that at the end, and I'll also write it in the description box. So fish tacos, if you've never given them a try, now's the time. They are so good.